That looks so nice.
That's a nice climb, man. You're really going up there.
That one's a Virgin shot, but we do have our cameras down there tracking this whole thing too. It's gorgeous.
Let's just hope now the clouds cooperate.
I'll talk to you guys in about 20 minutes.
All right,
Jack.
Good. Godspeed, sir.
So Jack is now going to move to try and chase the vehicle so that we'll have views of the drop and engine ignition as well.
Oh, man. I'm just sitting here enjoying these camera shots. Look at that thing.
And the crazy thing is the space part of this will go up to Mach 3, right? Like about it's somewhere in there, maybe a bit below, a bit higher. But that's quite fast.
That's booking. That's SR-71 fast. That's
you certainly get a speeding ticket for that.
I mean, you know what's crazy? I often over on my end, we see, people are like, oh man, I wish we still did stuff like dropping X-15s from B-52s. I mean, this is pretty close to that. That's pretty freaking good. I mean, obviously, the Eve is not going to go on a similar trajectory to the X-15, but it almost is kind of similar. I mean, we harken for nostalgia like that, but you see this thing. Yes, sir?
We got to get...
Wow. That's gorgeous. You can clearly see Unity underneath there. Continuing along, Travis saying, I like rockets the most. I find this launch a little plain.
Wow.
Dude. I like it. I approve, especially considering this next super chat as well from Chris K saying, pun token for the punster himself, Sawyer. Harvier asking, can we get any specific details on the experiments to be conducted aboard the spaceplane when it gets to microgravity?
Yes.
I mean, sorry, you had the experiments explained on lockdown, dude. Keep going with it.
So it's really, they basically will be prepared to conduct these experiments as soon as they are getting close to ready, because they have a very tight window they have to hit here for these experiments.
Yeah, one of the things they do in their training is essentially discuss with each other and plan. Okay, I'm going to be here. I'm going to go there. I have to go back into the back and start the racks and start the experiments in the racks. And so everyone kind of has an idea of what they're. Okay, copy. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let me know like verbally if you got my feed or not. I'm trying to push all the buttons here. Fighting technology.
And a reminder, there are the two pilots that are piloting up front, and then the astronauts on board. You've got Colonel Walter Villade. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing these. Lieutenant Colonel Angelo Landolfi, Pantaleone Carlucci, and then Virgin Galactic astronaut instructor Colin Bennett. So that is the crew that you're seeing there in the front.
Got a thumbs up.
And the thumbs up.
Roger wasn't kidding. There's a lot of headroom in there. That's pretty neat.
Yeah. And apparently it's VIA Day. Thank you, Alex, for helping me with pronunciations there.
That's also more legroom than you get on like transatlantic flights. So that's also not that bad.
You think they had to pay for the extra legroom seats?
Yeah, it's like a bonus plus with window seats.
Oh yeah.
It's definitely not Spirit or Ryanair, so.
Barrow's reporting 46,925, climb rate 0 feet a minute. Heading 153.
All right.
All I got is clouds.
Are they good-looking clouds? Are they good-looking clouds?
No, they're terrible. I hate them.
Jack, the thing, it's probably, I don't know, 2 to 3 miles, like dead north of the of Spaceport America spaceport right now. Like it's circled around. She's dead north.
Look at this view looking down the back of.
Wow! What a shot
there! And that is of the spaceship.
I hope we have this shot for when it separates. That would be amazing.
Near 90 kilometers up. So that's about 55 miles up, just for the Americans there.
It's a long way.
And then
there we go.
We can see it. We can see it running.
That was the tail cone that you could see, and there's the crew inside.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, beautiful.
Perfect.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's real nice. Now, as the vehicle gets higher here, the plume coming out of that nozzle will actually get a little bit wider as the pressure drops here. Watch that plume. It'll continue to expand as the ambient pressure goes down outside until flame out.
Which it looks like we are getting there.
Yeah, it looks like a good flame out there. And now the fun part.
Oh. Now they're
look at
microgravity.
Haha, that's awesome.
And they're getting to work.
Yep, that rack you see back there is some of the research that they were planning to do. So that would be the commander starting his experiments there.
Oh, wow, look at that.
But how cool is it that we just get like live views of this right now? That's just really like,
There's the
you
feather.
can see the turn.
And there is,
Like I
Look
said,
at what
the
it's
whole
doing.
thing folds in half. It's like a big taco.
And there's the Italian flag.
Da 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 da.
I can still hear the motor burning right now. Unfortunately, that's all I got. That was clouded out there, and you could probably tell. But oh well, people are in space. We're headed to space.
Fun fact that at this very moment, that means that 16 people are in space if you include the Galactic 1 crew here.
The high number. I like these high numbers.
Oh, yeah. And again, and there is VSS Unity with the Earth. Look at that.
Oh, that's killer.
That's
Dude.
amazing.
Oh. Vehicle orienting itself, I believe, to prepare to return to Spaceport America.
Yeah, so the flight profile, forgive me if we talked about it already. It basically goes straight to vertical once the motor ignites, and then as the motor burns out, it's almost like a backflip. The whole entire vehicle goes inverted, and that's sort of so that you're looking at the Earth in all its majesty. Then, as we're seeing now, as it gets to the point where they're getting ready to re-enter and line up for landing, they will reorient back into that belly down position. And then this is sort of the part we were talking about in the simulator where the simulator was motionless, but standing there and like having this in your periphery, I don't get motion sickness or anything. I didn't in the simulator, but it's definitely a case of the fidelity of the simulation was so good that your inner ear and your eyes were sort of yelling at each other. Like, no, we're seeing and hearing or feeling different things. So at this point, the sensation of falling back to Earth was quite dramatic. And then like I said, when they re-engage that feather, they will have that lovely little pitch down, like top of the roller coaster moment.
You can now see how aerodynamics is starting to really influence the plane again.
As they get back into the atmosphere, the plane's getting heated up a little bit because it's compressing the air that it's hitting, but you can see it's kind of rocking the plane back and forth there. The feather, I'd like to point out that the feather is actually pointing at the ground, and the part with the crew in it is actually parallel to the ground. And basically, it turns the entire main wing section and the crew segment of the spacecraft into a gigantic air brake. That's one of the reasons why it doesn't seemingly have like tiles or any type of thermal protection system on it.
And again, there is a pilot actually, or the commander and the pilot that are flying this vehicle. So this is not an fully automated return. This is a hands-on flight.
Yeah, we're in for some chop here.
And I also want to point out, I saw it was interesting that there was the person that was helping everyone else strap in the bottom right. That is Colin Bennett, who is the astronaut instructor for Virgin Galactic, helping everyone get strapped in and prepared for this quote-unquote re-entry here and landing.
Little turbulent there. Look at the crew bouncing around.
Yeah, it's it's a lot of energy you now have to lose, right?
Yep.
Because all that energy that got you into space, you now need to lose to get back to the ground.
What goes up must come down.
Just had sonic booms here on the ground. Two really nice loud ones. I don't know if it's the cloud layer or what, but that was a lovely double boom.
Okay.
Patrick in our back channel saying no drink service.
The feather is retracted there.
There we go, and it's
what they'll do is they're basically managing their energy extremely carefully right now, and they will do a series of turns and bleed off that energy as they get closer and closer, and they will eventually end up touching down on runway, what is it, 16? They'll go in the same direction as the prevailing winds for takeoff. So
always into a headwind.
Exactly, because you get a little bit of extra energy there and margin. So yeah, they'll be on the ground here shortly. Looked like a great flight. Congratulations to Virgin for getting commercial space flight services with Unity and Eve underway after many years and a long and I'm sure very difficult road for a lot of employees. So congratulations to everyone who's put their blood, sweat, and tears into this thing. What an awesome day.
Now they're not back down on the ground yet, Jack, but currently I think the vehicle's just at about 30,000 feet here.
Possibly, yeah. You can see it's still above that cloud cover there.
Yep.
Yeah. And at about half the speed of sound right now. A bit more.
And what's also interesting to note, like Jack was talking about there, is that it will bleed off some of that speed because it does not have the ability to relight an engine. That is a solid rocket motor. Once it's out of fuel, it's out of fuel. So they are controlling that airspeed in their glide so that just like similar, I should say, to the shuttle, they get just the right amount of energy to make it to the runway and land.
You had to say it, right?
Of course. I mean, tell me there's not a better comparison.
We are not sponsored by Casper, but it's like, what is it? Just the right amount of squish, just the right amount of bounce. Or what? I've heard so many podcasts with that sponsor. I don't know.
Sorry,
what?
Boo.
The biggest thing here, it's all about energy management, right?
Yep.
You have a certain amount of energy because you had altitude. The solid rocket motor lit, and it gave you a certain amount of velocity that you turned into altitude that took you into space, and now you're trading altitude for velocity again, right? And you have to manage that. You have to make sure that you run out of energy, or you have just enough energy is the right way to say it, as you approach the end of the runway. So the entire thing down, as the spaceship glides back down, the pilots are managing the energy in all the screens. Everything that they're looking at, most of the information that they have is about their energy, their altitude, their velocity, their attitude, all that sort of stuff, because you got to do it just right. Because like we said, you can't light up the jet engine or go around or divert to another airport or whatever. You have a fixed amount of energy, and it needs to make you end up right back in the runway, the center of the runway, when we did it in the sim.
There you go.
It's kind of impressive also from a standpoint of like how much the conditions change over a very short period of time. You basically have going from kind of no atmosphere to going all the way through the complete atmosphere and have like different conditions, different levels of wind, and it changes a lot in just a few minutes.
I mean, you're right there, Adrian, right on the shot. You can see there's upper level clouds and then there's lower level clouds. You can see the difference right there in the shot. Great timing.
Yep.
Yeah, because we're at about 20,000 feet up at the moment.
There we go. They're now going through the lower level clouds.
Oh, that's awesome. Look at this.
I'm banning the word clouds. I don't care how cool this looks. I'm officially, we can't say the word cloud for another 30 minutes or so.
Well, Jack, it'll be popping out of the ominous white things that are up in the sky very soon.
Mobile rain platforms.
Yeah, there you go.
For real though, all my grumpiness aside, that's hilarious, Adrian. All my grumpiness aside, this is a really beautiful shot. So I mean, I'll be a broken record once again. Thanks to Virgin for getting us the clean feed there.
Yep. I mean, that's really, especially with these clouds. It enables us to
actually a pretty thick cloud cover at 20,000. That's a big thick boy clouds.
Yep. Now at approximately 15,000 feet up.
I also really like that we got a lot of inside the cabin views this time. Because it really shows you how they work and how they operate. I really think that's a very cool part of this. And I mean, it's the main part, right? That's why they go there.
In real time,
too.
too.
It's great seeing the crew right now as they're coming back. It's just all smiles. We're getting the amount of adrenaline that you must be experiencing at the moment is...
There's a ground view.
There's she.
Oh, there it is.
Oh.
There we go. Our
wicked.
Yeah, it looks like the ground is seeing her now.
As always, we apologize for weird sounds that commentators make where we'll see something cool.
That's awesome.
Cool.
I mean, consider where that thing was couple minutes ago. Yeah, it's pretty impressive, man.
And I should point out that is our tracking cameras from Spaceport America that you're seeing on the right.
Ooh, robots.
So, so that is that was what we're able to see from Spaceport America as it now flies over the building there. We take a look down the tail again here of VSS Unity. Down.
That's butter.
There it is.
That was butter. Butter the bread, baby. There we go.
So now we can call it a success because they are down.
Yeah. Excellent. Great flight.